good everyone out there. It's another beautiful week again with us at Upper Reporters and Talk, the program where we discuss and give our unbiased and unreserved opinion on the issues affecting the social, political, and economic welfare of Nigerians in Nigeria, connecting Nigerians home and abroad. Today is September 30th, 2024, and we are in the studio for our 60-second episode of the program. As usual, it's always going to be exciting as there are topics on the table for us. Before I go further, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Obizo J. I'm in the studio already with my panelist and my co-host. My co-host is busy at the moment, but he will come in at some point. So let me proceed. Today on the media, we're about to get into the new month of October where Nigerians' independence is celebrated. The Nigerian independence is on October 1st, which is tomorrow by certain calendars. Yes, and as this happens, police is on high alert as protest organizers are ready to hold their ground. There's been rumors or there's been information that has been spread around that tomorrow there would be protests kicking off for tomorrow. This has been on ground. This story has been on for a while. A nationwide protest to embark or to kick off tomorrow as a means for Nigerians to celebrate their Independence Day. Well, on the media, on the sticker today, we have Edo State tension rise as security forces surround government house amid Shaibu's return. Presidency, be patient. Tinubu will deliver solutions soon. That is what the presidency says. Also, work reassures Nigerians that the president will deliver solutions soon. Well, on the National Assembly, the senators rallied for local government autonomy, but clash on state policing. These are the basic topics for today. These are the basic topics we have going in into the studio this evening. Well, what do we say? How do we say? First of all, Nigeria celebrates October 1st is the Nigerian Independence Day. Nigeria will be celebrating the 65th, I guess, 65th, 65th, the 65th year of independence, or the
64th
year, sorry, my bad. Nigeria will be celebrating the 64th year of independence. What do we say about this? What are the achievements of a 64-year-old country? A 64-year-old rich country with human resources, intelligent minds, mineral resources, cash crop power, etc., etc., etc. 64 years. What can we say? Well, like we are here again. Thank you for being in the studio with us. I have more panelists are coming in, but first I have this by Gariva Kennedy. Welcome, sir. Thank you for taking out your time, your early schedule to be with us here in the studio. As it is, there are several topics on the table, and while we're here one-on-one before we get a full house, I would like to, I know your timing is still, you don't have so much time, but let's not discuss. There's a protest that's going to embark tomorrow. Is it, what is your take on it? What is your take on the situation of things happening at home in Nigeria? Over to you, sir.
Well, thank you very much. I want to appreciate the viewers all over the world and the host and the co-host. You guys are doing a very beautiful job. About the protest. For me, it's a personal opinion. I don't think there's any need for protest right now because 2 months ago there was a protest, nationwide protest, and a lot of them that participated in the process were arrested and charged for treason or felony or whatever. And these people are still facing their trial. I think, to me, those charges were trump-up charges. If there's supposed to be any protest, it's supposed to be protest for those people to be released, not another kind of protest for now. Because this government we have now, I don't think they are ready to listen to any kind of protest. I would support the nation to protest the release or to protest that the federal government should release those people that were arrested. To me, they were illegally arrested. It was just a protest. I didn't see where they destroyed the government properties or personal property. But those people that were removing government items in Kanu and some other pockets of where there were troubles, those people, if they are arrested, there's no problem. But for the organizers of the protest, who probably did not commit any other crime apart from calling for protests, I think those people should be released. We want peace in the country. The government should listen to the people. But for me, I don't think there's any need for any other protest apart from protesting to the government to release those people that were illegally detained and illegally charged, giving trump-up charges of a treasonable felony and so on. That's what I see about that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Yes, you see, the protest has been scheduled because I think we're in a very poor state. When I mean a very poor state, the reason why a lot of people are eager or they want the protest. Why the reason why these people are clamoring for a protest is because of the decline in every aspect. There's a huge decline in every area anyone can talk about. At this point in time, only the politicians or the political, I don't want to call them elites, only the people in population power that are able to live in a comfort zone. And it's not supposed to be so. Things are deteriorating. Things are seriously deteriorating, whether we like it or not. There's a fuel hike, hike in fuel, currency devaluation, every aspect of it. And these things create insecurity, creates sickness, tension. So although we all know when when they start with the strike, yes, at some point it's two things: either it goes haywire or it remains static, and which means the government of the day would not listen or will play the basic game of let them do what they want to do. When they get tired, they will go home. So but where do we go from here? How we what's next?
Yes, I think, my brother, I think the people should go on the street and ask the government to release those children or those
Yeah,
youngsters
so that
that
exactly.
were arrested. Yes, first of all, because you see, if they all went together to protest and some were arrested, probably they want to use them as scapegoats. And some people are coming out again. Some people will be arrested. At the time, some will be fed up with the protest and they wouldn't like to participate. Those people that were arrested, they are like they don't have to be used as scapegoats. They need other people to protest on their behalf for their release. You see, the federal government, like one of my friends used to say, empire is destroyed from within, not from outside. The,
Yeah.
the, the, the behavior or the policies of an empire or a state is what destroys that particular empire. What Nigeria government is doing they're out of track. You can't just be arresting people because they protested and they're putting trump up charges on their head. So what is the judiciary doing? What are our law enforcement agencies doing? How can you charge these children for treasonable felony, whereas they just went outside to protest the bad governors? Yes, I don't know. People should go out and protest that these people should be released. We don't have to leave them there. For me, before any other protest, these people should be released. If they pour out on the street, I think the government will listen to them. They should release these people. You don't have to cage those people because they ask for you to govern them properly. Because we voted for them to govern us properly. So if you are not doing the right thing and people are asking you to do the right thing, you are incarcerating these people, other people should come on and ask for their release. That's my point. Somebody else, there are a lot of other people here too. Sorry, sir.
No, it's okay. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
Thank you very much for your thank you very much for your submission. Thank you very. That is it is part of it. Yes, people have to be treated as protest is not a crime until it is hijacked, and it is not a tool to create chaos or rancor or to disturb the peace. Protests are supposed to be used as a tool to pass a message or to communicate with the government. Well, that is what we have. That is. Thank you for your submission, Pai Gaiva. Yes, we have Mr. Ike King in the studio with us as well. Mr. Ike, you're welcome to today's program.
Yeah,
Uh,
good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening. The topic here is police on high alert as the protest organizers hold their grounds, which I mean tomorrow is supposed to be, or depends on your timing. October 1st is a few hours from now, and it's supposed to be a Nigerian Independence Day, but it has been fixtured for a national protest. And the question here is, do we need to protest? Is there a need for protest, or will there be an outcome? What is your take?
All right, you see, first of all, I would like to quickly say the last speaker talked about the end bad government protesters that were arrested the other time and were charged for treasonable felony or something like that. It's been on the news that the protesters have been released. I don't know if maybe it's a fake news or not, but I saw a news like that from Punch newspaper stating that those who were charged for treasonable felony has been released some few days ago or a week ago now. However, you know, the last time before the Yenba government protest occurred, we were here, and I stated clear that Nigeria, as of today, is not, is not enlightened enough to undergo protest. The reason being that the level of illiteracy in Nigeria, especially northern Nigeria, is on the high side. And we saw it play out during the end bad government protest that happened the other day. You saw people taking up Russia flag, vandalizing government property, lives were lost, and chaos everywhere. That is the understanding an average Nigeria has about protest. When I mean an average Nigeria, we must understand that the population of Nigeria is over 200 million. You understand? And in that over 200 million, go and check the percentage of the educated in that number. Then you will know what we are talking about. And number two, protest cannot solve the problem of Nigeria. Rather, protest will only we only make the problem of Nigeria more worse. For example, if a protest degenerates into anarchy or a civil war, as the case may be, we are complaining now that people cannot feed. We are complaining now that people cannot go to school or afford school fees, as it were. We are complaining now that market women cannot go to the market and do their business. When there is anarchy, don't you see that market, schools, everything will be completely shut down, including health centers? And this is what a protest will lead to in Nigeria. And do you know what? The elite in the society, they have what it takes to jackpot. Those who have private jet will use private jet. Those who do not have private jet will use a special kind of flight or what have you. Before you know, everybody will be left alone in the mess. When people come on media to complain about the problem of Nigeria, it is a good thing. But for me, it is not the best thing. We know the problem already. We know the system has failed. Oh, the judiciary is not working well. The legislators are not working well. The executives are not working well. Our economy is bad, this and that. We as a people, what measure have we suggested to the government to say, this is what should be done so that the nation will be good, instead of staging a protest that is fruitless? You understand me? Now, what they call it, today I saw on the news that the federal government have enlisted top 10 of the items that need to be reviewed in Nigeria constitution, and making Nigeria a regional system of government is a top priority on the list. And I believe that the federal government is working to ensure that every region control their resources, so that when your region is not developed, you will not put the blame on the federal government. Rather, you will put the blame on your state government and the key players in politics in your own region. And by now, if we as a people must support this government in achieving anything, I think we should be more concerned in making that regional system of government a possibility for us as a people, instead of protesting. And let's not forget, the properties that were looted, properties that were vandalized during the end bad governance protest in some states are not yet replaced till now. That is a loss to the nation. Now, inside there, in that vein, we saw the flood that hit the people of Maiduguri again. That is another problem the nation is trying to fix, and some people are trying to foment problem inside the nation again. Do they really have conscience? Those who are protesting, are they really protesting because they are really interested in making life better for the people, or they want to just make things worse for the people? And like I will say, Omoyele Sowore is calling for the protest. He's an American citizen, for heaven's sake. He can decide to leave Nigeria today. We never come back. He has a comfortable life there. But the people you want to put into chaos now, when the chips are down, who is going to suffer it? So we should learn to, provide or give ideology that will provide more solution to the problem we have. For instance, we are very quick in castigating government through different social media we have, but we are not as diligent enough to sensitize people on how not to defecate in public places, on how not to use the drainage the government has provided as their waste site, on how not to drive one way, or how not to burn tires on the road, or how not to, do things that will put more problem to the nation. How many times have you seen, especially our mass media, our television hosts and the rest, they don't come outside to campaign for a better living for the people, or to sensitize the people on how to live as a law-abiding citizen. Rather, they always pick on government error. Government build road, you went there and start burning tire on it. When the road get bad tomorrow, you will still blame the government again. We do not teach our people on how to maintain public facilities. We do not teach our people on how to take advantages of programs the government have put in place that will benefit the general public. It's sometimes during the time of Jonathan Goodluck, I can still remember there was a Fadama program, a program that helped agriculture in the nation. Every kind of agriculture, you register as a farmer if you have a fish farm and whatsoever. Now, we did not see any media platform that came out to encourage people and give guidelines to people on how to access those funds. We do not have any media that did a diligent follow-up to make sure that the money being disbursed is handed over to the rightful people who are actually the farmers. But everybody, we are all living in Nigeria anyhow, according to Benin people. They will say, ra, ra, ra. Everybody, including those who presume to be elected in the society, including those who presume to be educated in the society. It is very pitiable that any little thing we are quick to say protest. The question is, after the protest, what is the result? The protest we yield, because we did them bad governance protest that day, fuel price, this and that. After the protest, the fuel price went up again. What are we not talking about? So you see, for me, I'm not in support of any protest. Protest will not. It will only add to the problem of Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ike King. Ike King, yes. Well, protests or demonstration or remonstration.
Mr. Bizoji, sorry, sir. I think the schedule of these broadcasts, I don't know who scheduled. I think there was a mistake somewhere. I tried to write Tony before. I think it was written October 1st, 4 p.m. Probably that is why people are not here. I don't know. I should check the schedule again. It was written 4 p.m. October 1st. I wrote to Tony to bring his notice to bring it to his notice, but there was no reply. Probably
yeah, but I don't rectify.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay, this notice. Well, I think I didn't know even. Sorry. Well, thank you very much, Garba. Like I call you as an elder in the house, and I appreciate how you guide us and how you are always there with us on the program. On Ike King, you say protests cannot stop progress. Yes. Well, as it is, protest is or demonstration is a public act of disapproval or objection against government or against opposition or against a protest can be in a home. People in their houses protest, people in schools, churches, in organizations, they protest. The reason why they protest is because of the way things are. Things cannot be going well and people are protesting. Policies have to be put in place. In every constitution, there's a right to protest. Yes. On the part of education, when you say they are the majority of education, blah, 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 yeah, that is the problem. Those are the things we talk about. But when we talk about those things, some people tell us it is no yardstick to knowledge. Education is key. I remember you saying you are the same person that said in some seasons ago, some episodes ago, you said education is a scam. IKK, you said it. But we're not using, we're discussing now. We're just saying, good our people don't know how to manage protest. Because some people see it as a yardstick for vengeance. Some people see it as a yardstick to destroy or to steal. Some people see it as a yardstick to, now it's even different. Some people see it as a yardstick to get popular because a lot of people got popular with the End SARS protest. Monies were made, people were, a lot of social media content creators were created. They use it as a platform, forgetting the aim and the realities to it. Yes, but protest is necessary. We can be in areas where there's light. Okay, now if I guy by something.
Yes, thank you. It's like you understood when I unmuted that I wanted to ask I want to politely ask the last speaker question because he said I think he's trying to say that he has zero tolerance for protest. And because, like Mr. Bizoji is trying to explain now, even in your household, there are always protests either by your wife or by the husband to the wife or the family or the children. And in the workplace, sometimes in my workplace, my staff they protest to me if they don't like some of my policies. In this case, if you say zero tolerance for protest, what do you think we should do? What is the way forward if there's no protest? Because it's a way of registering your disapproval to the government. What is the way forward? What do you expect? What is the way forward? What do you expect the citizens to do if you think protest is it should be abandoned?
All right. You see, when I came on board just now, I made it clear that at the moment, Nigeria is not ready, in quote, for protest because I cited an example with what happened at the northern part of the country when so many people degenerated the protest into chaos. Lives were lost, properties were lost, vandalism everywhere, and what have you. And that is what some persons see protest to be all about because of the level of uneducation in the country. And we must understand that the North has the higher population of Nigeria people. You understand? And there is no how a protest will be organized that they will not participate in it, especially when some persons want to use it to foment trouble. You understand? And we saw a situation for the very first time in Nigeria history where people were raising Russia flag. And that was the reason why they arrested some persons and charged them for treason. You get saying Russia should come and intervene or what have you. So that should tell you the level of understanding people have about protest. You see, I'm not saying we shouldn't protest as it were. When I was in school, I led a lot of protests personally. You understand? Because when I was in school, a lecturer does not send a student who is paying school fees out of a class because I will protest and say this guy is paying his school fees, so why should you send him out of the class? You understand? And students would not do jobs that are supposed to be meant for non-academic staff, maybe keeping the classroom tidied or something like that. When things like that begins to happen, I protest about it, and we find a way of resolving it out. But again, if the populists are not well enlightened on how to peacefully demonstrate and drive home their demand, then that is a problem. For instance, the End Bad Governance protest, Omoyele will fixed a date. He didn't give any guideline for the protest. He only said, people should go to social place and protest. It was even very dark man that came out. He was trying to give maybe certain guideline, but unfortunately, him alone cannot reach out to the general public. And we saw what happened. Now, coming to the question of what do I want the populists to do, I have said it before. You see, nation building is not a one-man show. Whether we like it or not as a people, nation building is a general, it's a collective effort by everybody. For instance, I think I heard a story of somebody telling me whether in Japan or in China or one of these places where they are very used to getting their environment tidy. That means, according to him, he went to a restaurant to eat. After eating, he stood up and maybe he wanted to pay or something. Before he knew, another man came, took the plate, washed them, and keep them. Then they have the conversation. Why did you do it? And the man said, this is our culture here. We keep our environment clean. I don't work here or stuff like that. Now, what am I trying to say? How often are we sensitizing our people on nation building, on the role of individual in nation building? And I cited it down to how often do we sensitize the populace? Say, when government build road, it is a public facility. It is your responsibility to maintain it, the usage of it. You will see, like tomorrow night, there will be protests. You see some people bringing out tires and start burning it on the road, which we know the effect of that on that road after that demonstration. How often do we sensitize market women? Say, after you sell your corn, put the peel somewhere so that it can be well disposed. But you will see them taking it to the gutters when it rains and they pour it inside. Those things are not governmental failure, but these are just lack of understanding from our people. And those of us who have the opportunity to be speaking on media and what have you, it is our sole responsibility to educate people. Even if you have money to sponsor a campaign, do flyers, do ambi, sensitize people in your locality. Before you know, we are helping the government to build the nation. But by tomorrow now, people come out to protest. First of all, what is the aim of the protest? What are the guidelines for the protest? What do they aim to achieve with the protest? These are the things we should be asking ourselves, not just to like Omoyore. I don't like it because he's very braggadocious. He's not considerate in his approach to things. All his own, let Nigeria burn. He's not interested because his wife and children are not here. So you see, when the chips are done, like I said before, who are going to be the people suffering it? For example, Benue State experienced flood, but the governor is in his house. It is the poorest of the poor that were displaced. So we as Nigerians, we must learn to begin to have pity for ourselves. Because if we do not have pity for ourselves, we are the ones that will receive the suffering of this government. And you know, there is a lot to this thing. For example, there's a video I posted yesterday on my YouTube page when a young man in Benin came out to say the hike of food price in Benin is man-made. And he cited the example on how unionize everything. If you are not a member of union, you cannot do this. Even when you bring a product to the market to sell, the union will even oppress you and collect it. They will even sell it. Sometimes they will not even give you the money. They will even sell it at an exorbitant price that people cannot afford. Are we going to blame government for things like that? Are we not supposed to sensitize people? Then the role of the government is to create an agency where issues like that can be reported to. But unfortunately, using Benin as a case study here, the person that's supposed to apprehend who is reported, the person who is being reported is working pari passu with the executive governor. I don't want to mention names. Those who saw the video would know what I'm talking about. So you see, we must continue to educate our people. We must continue to enlighten them and always talk on things that will better us as Nigeria rather than talking on things that will rather drag us down. Let me tell you, me personally, I am dissatisfied with our media in Nigeria. You know why? Our media in Nigeria are very quick, are very good in promoting the negative side of our government. But when the government does anything that looks like the government is winning, they do not talk about it. They trivialize it. They see it as nothing. But when the government does something wrong, they publicize it. To what end? What are you trying to inculcate into the mind of people by doing such? Especially Arise TV and some other channels like that.
Okay, it's like you have a personal problem with some station, and more you so worry. Your explanation, I did not get the answer I desire from you. But anyway, the role of the government, all what you have said, these are the roles of the government. Where let's take an example from what just happened in Edo State. I don't mean the conduct of the election. During the campaign, Aswe Igodalo or Kweburu and Akpata, they told us what they were coming to do. They didn't tell us what they want the citizens to do. They told us what they were coming to do. They were coming to bring good health care, electricity, roads, and whatever. They didn't tell us that they want the citizens to be cleaning the market. They told us they will bring good markets. So the example, I'm sorry, sir. The examples you have given people taking when they after peeling the corn, they take to the gutter. That is why the government, the local government, is there. That is why we voted them to come and govern us. The local government is they are taking taxes from these market women. They are supposed to use that money to procure drums or trash bins in those areas. Whoever violates their rules should be arrested. This is simple. That is government. And the protest you're talking about, if people protest, they burn tires. And you see, in Japan here, when you are protesting, the police, they are in the front and they are at the back and they are on the side. They are at the side. They have their vehicle. They are watching everybody. Why is it that nobody burn tires in abroad when they are protesting? That's the role of government, is to protect the protesters. The police are not, they are just stationed in one place shooting tear gases. All these are the roles of the, that's why we are blaming the government. The media you are talking about, sir, this media, they report what they see. If you report something you did not see, they have probably have violated the National Broadcasting Corporation rules, and they'll be,
Excuse me, sir.
they'll be
Excuse me,
penalized.
sir. Excuse me, sir. In 1 minute, you
Yes, sir.
said, you see, when we have conversations like this, there are a lot of things we can use to cite various examples. Like you said the media, they broadcast what they see. And when they broadcast what they do not see, they have violated broadcasting rules.
Yes.
You can still remember just last week, after the election, Arise TV took a video of Omonoba Nedo when he was dancing to the Return of the Artifact and titled it in their headline that Omonoba Nedo is dancing to the victory of the APC. What do you call that, sir?
Let me interject on that. There's media, there's investigative media, there are fact checks and stories. Yes, I think because you are from Edo, right? Okay, you are from Edo and probably are conversant deep into the happenings in Edo. Yes, that is why that video, you knew where it came from and how it came. That video had been on before the elections, quite honest. To be very honest, it was on before the elections. But the video went viral immediately after the pronouncement from INEC. Even that video, I saw it after the elections, and I told people that shared it over the media, I said, what investigation did they do to show that this video had come out like this? I asked them, did you people listen? Because these days, these things fly. Sometimes you forget, you think because your YouTube channel, people watch you, you don't know. The things you say goes far. That is what the social media does. But it's left for us to ask questions. Because I asked the people, I told them, why is this video showed on? Whoever recorded that video is the person that created the negativity coming out of it. Because you bring out a short clip and it was released. It went viral after an election. What do you think with those we think? It's only us that will know, because we go back and we'll say our Oba cannot do this, our Oba cannot do that.
Sir, you see.
So if you want to, I will blame Arise for not doing diligent work. But that was the information that went viral at that point in time.
Sir, let me talk a little more about this video thing, particularly. You see, like you said, you saw it after the election.
It went viral. Yes, that was when it went viral.
No. Like what you said you saw it after the election.
Yeah, after election. Yeah.
Good. Now I want to let you know, it didn't went viral after the election. That video, the very day the event took place, I made a video of it on my TikTok page, and the video have close to about 7,000 to 10,000 views on my own TikTok page. And there are other media that had more than that views there. Almost every Edo content creator used it to create content. You see, there are people. I used to work with EBS when I was in Nigeria, and I was directly working for SKO as his personal videographer. I was not a staff, but I do some reports for him, and he put it, to news and whatsoever. You see, there are people who are mischievous in this nation, and we know them by what they represent. You see, we are on media, and not until we begin to stick by the truth and the reality before us, we can never move Nigeria forward. We can even liken it to the case of Very Dark Man going on today. You saw the way it happened at the House of Rep and what have you. So you see, we cannot condone mischievousness from the part of the media. Arise TV gave it that headline, and they made it go viral. Do you know how many people that are watching Arise TV on a daily basis?
That's what I'm saying, but I didn't watch it
So
from
anything that happened there, sir, I blame it on Arise TV, and they are very lucky that God have not blessed me to the point that I'm supposed. Otherwise, I go pursue them because of that video personally.
God doesn't need to bless you. You can go to court.
I was trying to defend because you asked me the question. Because you asked me the question, I was trying to defend.
Okay. We have Mr. Ogbeni Cole. He's Ogbeni Cole. Yes, Ogbeni Kole Wole. Yes, sorry, my brother.
It's been a while.
I took out the Yoruba in me and brought the Yoruba part. Sorry about it. Ogbeni Kole. Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a long while.
Thank you for being here today.
Congratulations on the peaceful election in Edo State.
Yes, thank you.
Let me congratulate all Edo citizens and residents too, and indigents too in Edo for a peaceful election that never claimed anybody's life or blood. We thank God for that. I just want to contribute a bit on this, a bit of the issue you're talking about here, about Arise and Oba of Benin dancing to the return of the stolen artifacts.
Yes.
And then later they started making a retraction and taking it down. You see, mainstream media or traditional media, they should be ones that should be administered by professionals. I've said it here before, either on this platform or one-man platform, and people castigated me on that. I said, those ones that anchored that Ruben Abati, this thing, Rufai Hussaini and those guys, apart from Ruben Abati, they are not professional journalists.
God bless you, sir.
I think Rufai Hussaini studied agriculture or something like that, and I'm not sure that he has even done his NUJ. He will not do it. He's a very proud person. He believes he knows than almost everybody. So when you are working in the mainstream media, you are supposed to they have reporters room, right? They have editors, several editors, and they will have their chief editors. They will have their reporter. They have a lot of hierarchies in the mainstream media, and that's the striking difference between it and social media. So before you bring out any news in the mainstream media, a lot of officials who are collecting salaries and professionals must have gone through and checked it. That is why it is mainstream media. But what are we seeing in our days? And we try to sweep this in under carpet. We try to explain it and dismiss it that it's nothing. But let me tell you, it's cancerous. One day it's coming to haunt everybody. Because we wake up one day, we realize that there is no platform again where we can actually get a genuine news.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing we'll be getting is the owner of that news platform. You're peddling whatever the owner's agenda is. And that is what Arise TV has always been doing. There are some political contestants in Nigeria that will never go to Arise TV. Have you asked yourself why? Is it that they don't want to promote themselves? I remember when they were talking of this Monday, the governor-elect, and they were saying, oh, he refused to go. I came up here, I said, look, he can choose not to go, particularly because Arise TV is owned by a private person in somebody's business, and he has his own agenda he's pushing. So I will not go to your platform to allow you to be asking me questions to push your agenda. So look at this one. They did not verify it. They saw it going viral. Should the mainstream media be picking news from what is going viral on social media without verification? The answer is no, that is unprofessional. It's unprofessional misconduct. And you know, all these misuse, but then they peddle it, they come back again. And it's not today. Oh, let me remind you of one they did. When there was crisis in Delta State, they were the first to tell us that soldiers have invaded that town where they keep soldiers. They were the first to come and show us where soldiers are burning or were burning people's houses in that place. Until Sahara Reporter, who first broke that news, retracted it. Then they started bending things and start changing their words. That thing alone can cause commotion in another country. If it's somewhere in maybe Bangladesh or Pakistan, you pick things like that. People go and invade the place and start burning soldiers' barrack everywhere. So for me, we shouldn't dismiss this issue. It's a major issue because our mainstream media is the only one we have left where somebody should be able to sit down and watch. So that's just my take on that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ogbeni Kole. Yes, mainstream media, a lot to be done. Yes, first of all, I'll put it this way. A lot of people, media, a lot of people these days, it has become anybody that can have a phone and that can talk has become a moderator, a host, a mediator, or a media person. That's the way it is. I didn't read. Sorry, I think my internet again as a general group. Yeah, but for Arise, these people are not perfect. Media is not. I'm not. I used to have my biases when it comes to media. I used to have my biases, but these days it's difficult because sitting in front of a camera telling people things, you have to be very careful, number one, and you have to say the things you see. Yes, you have to say the things you see, but you cannot know it all. When they come in bulk, when they come with stories, sometimes the problem is that some people want to be first to say it without investigation. So I will blame Arise for doing what they had done by bringing out a video of a person who and the information they did not have. I will blame them 100%. But still, it doesn't take the fact that we must commend them for doing a great job. It is not because we don't like them or we like them. We don't need to like. You don't need to like a person because you might not like you, but come to educate yourself. Come and learn or come and be a part of it. If you think you know better, that's why we have cameras here. Open your camera, give us your own version. So we are bringing a different kind of media or a different kind of broadcast or a different kind of news telling. We are evolving. There are no shows where you have 10 people in the studio at once, especially unless it's maybe a soccer channel. But how many political channels or how many channels do you have in the world with welfare talking about their people we have that can take 10 people at once in the studio and we go like that is involvement. So it's better to be about it. So again, like I said, we might not like them.
My host network they drop.
Or we already.
Yeah, network they drop. But it's okay.
I don't understand why. It's not like I've moved. It's not like I'm using a phone. I've been here. I don't know why my network.
Now the mainstream they affect you too. So make I add. Okay, good morning.
America not get a good service
I
provider.
don't
Good
know.
Mona can learn from us.
Yes, from the 5G, the first people to test 5G, and maybe now we don't get 7G or 8G. Who knows?
morning. Yeah, make I add my own 2 cents. Protest is our constitutional right to protest, but the problem is that we don't know how to protest. We, the riots, are what we are used to. Don't forget, most of us they come from military era, which we know now riot. Our elders, our activists that time, while some still alive, like the Falana and Co, the Shoinka, even the Sowore, what they were used to now, riot, not protest. We don't know how to protest. Let's say the fact. And the government is not ready to sanitize the people. Let's spot that one out too. And the people are not really willingly or ready to learn. But that being said, protest now our right to protest. If only we fit channel to the right direction, we go achieve a lot of protest. This October first protest where they come up, if they for fit do in the peaceful way for good. When I'm not just in the peaceful way, I would like make they share their sword first for the matter. But that being said, my host, you get you want to talk, go ahead. But I would like ask caller Ogbeni some certain question about this the right of deputy governor to go back to his office or not. But go ahead, my host. Thank you.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Just go ahead.
Uh,
But
Ogbeni-
we have not. Joe has not said anything on the protest
oh,
issue.
Joe. Okay, let Joe go first. Now I'll ask
Maybe
about
let
that question.
Joe say something then before we go back to the next
Yes,
topic.
yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Joe, are you there? On mute. Mr. Joe. Mr. Joe, don't the shock this early Monday morning. Mr. Joe, you did there? Okay, so it's like it's not there. Oga, Ogbeni, still there? Cannot see you at the office. Ogbeni,
I'm here.
yes, one of our talking points. The Shaibu, I think the court, appeal court just cleared him again
Oh,
to reframe his deputy governor status, and he's
oh,
supposed to resume office today, but the state
oh.
government is putting up a resistance for him not to come in. Can that be possible? Please give me your take from a legal view.
So this is the way it work. Um, there is a judgment presently in favor of Philip Shaibu. The judgment reinstates him back to his office. What is his right? His right is that he can hold that judgment and then enter his office back by that decision. But what are the options left for the, let me say, state government now? It's House of Assembly that removed him. What are the options left for them? One option they have is they have to appeal against that judgment. Secondly, after appealing against the judgment, it's a court of appeal judgment. Okay, so they have to appeal against that judgment to the Supreme Court. Once they appeal, the fact that they just appeal against that judgment is not an automatic stay for them to stop him. He will still be able to do that. But what I suspect their lawyer have done now, which I suspect is that having appeal, what they will quickly do is they will now file an application to say, stay this judgment, okay, before until we hear this appeal and determine the appeal. Now, let's assume they've not filed that application. Let's assume they've not filed the appeal. They have no basis at all to stop him from entering that office. By that judgment, he can enter the office. But let's assume they have filed appeal and they have not filed any application to stop him. Okay? They have no basis still to stop him from entering his office. But let's now assume that they have filed an appeal and at the same time they have filed an application to stop him from entering that office. The moment they file that application and is pending before that court, he has the duty to respect that application before the court by not going to that office. Okay? So by that, they can use that and write police to say, stop that guy because we have an application to stop him so that he will not, you know, there's a language we use that he will not usurp that particular thing and render that particular motion useless. Now, what is the end point here? The end point is eventually the Supreme Court, or whether it's Court of Appeal or Supreme Court, will first take the application. If they uphold it, then he has to wait until the judgment of Supreme Court before he can enter that office. And we all know that it means he won't enter that office till the next governor gets there. But if they dismiss it, then that's a free ride to enter his office. So it's a bit technical. So my point now is that it depends on what stage are they now. What have they filed? What are the processes before them? That's when you can categorically say, oh, he has a full right now to enter his office. But I want to believe that they've not filed anything, because what Obaseki has been doing recently, I don't even understand again. So good luck to Philip Shaibu. Left to me, I don't see even any reason why he should even be except maybe he has some personal belongings to go and pick in that place. I don't see any reason why he should be fighting to even return to the place. Seriously, maybe he has his
Yeah.
folder, laptop, and others to pick in the place.
You
He
know,
has,
Philip Shaibu. You know,
he
Philip
has,
Shaibu is Ogboni, can you hear me? You know, Philip Shaibu is now an APC deputy and
yes,
a governor of PDP. Can that be possible?
it is. Let me give you an instance. It has
Okay.
happened before, and the court has settled it. In 2007, close to 2007, while running down to 2007, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar defected. He started having issue with Obasanjo, was the incumbent president then. Then, because Obasanjo didn't allow him to contest under PDP, Obasanjo went for one of the governors, late Yar'Adua of blessed memory. Then Alhaji Atiku defected to ACN, if you can remember back then. He went to merge with Tinubu's party and cross-capeted to the place. And from that ACN, he was contesting while he was the vice president. Even before he started contesting, the moment he moved to ACN, it became a serious issue. And what happened? In fact, initially in PDP, they wanted to remove him. He went to court. He won all his cases. They said they can't remove him. He moved to ACN. When he moved to ACN, Obasanjo wanted to remove him. But the court said you can't remove him. Yeah, they are joint ticket based on, that party, PDP party. But the moment you have contested the election together, the court said that ticket is a cement twins. You are bound together. Except the House of Assembly or the National Assembly removes the vice president or deputy vice president, as the case may be, you cannot remove that person, regardless of that party that you said he has moved to. Okay. So Atiku spent his 8 years fully with Obasanjo, despite the fact that he moved to ACN. Okay. So when you look at that, if you now apply it to what is happening recently, then it's almost the same thing. And I think another example I have is, I think it was Ondo State. I think Mimiko's deputy also moved to a particular party. I can't remember the party now. I think Mimiko was in Labour, he moved to PDP, or Mimiko was in PDP. He remained in Labour, he removed to move. Something happened around that Mimiko time too. They went to court, they slug it out. At the end of the day, they couldn't remove the guy. Because the court said, no, it's cement twins. And particularly if there's a crack within your party. If you look at Shaibu's matter, his own party pushed him out. So where do you want him to go? He had EU with his boss, but his boss cannot control his own political, what do you call it now? His own legal rights as a deputy governor. The moment you have contested and two of you have entered, the law says you become a cement twins. The only people who can perform that surgery and severe two of you is the House of Assembly. If the House of Assembly fail and you push the guy out, and then he moves to another party, you can't blame the guy. He will still enjoy his office and remain there. So that's my opinion and take on that. The fact that he has moved to another party doesn't stop him from going back to his office.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, Sanji. Hey, Pai Areva, you did it?
Yes, I'm here, sir.
Okay, what is your take on this, as Ogbeni explained, so you agree with this Philip Shaibu trying to move back to the House of Governor's Lodge, and the governor is beefing up security so much that he will not come back. But what really what's this to prevent from Shaibu not to come to the office? What's really there? This Jerry must leave. Why is he so
Yes.
eager to push back? But give me your take.
Okay. The guy that just spoke, I think he's a lawyer. He has analyzed everything to the letter. I quite agree with him. That's what I would have said, though I'm not a lawyer. This is very simple. You go to appeal court passed a judgment that he should be reinstated, but the other people appealed and there's a stay of execution. Like the lawyer, the legal man rightly said, he just have to wait. Why is he in a hurry? I don't know. Why is he in a hurry? He go to appeal, after appeal court, you go to Supreme Court. Until the Supreme Court passes the judgment, you don't have the right, because there's the situation in Edo is volatile. These people should help Edo State. The situation is volatile for now. Right now, the governor he has left the country according to information, probably handed over to somebody who is not the deputy governor, and you can see that there's a volatility in that area. And Shaibu is he coming to throw away the sitting deputy governor? He should just wait. The law enforcement agency will have to enforce the judgment of the Supreme Court. If they finally pass the judgment that he should go there. But I know that Shaibu is just trying to fight for his remuneration at the end, because all his pension and whatever has to be reinstated. I understand his feeling, but he has to consider the state too. If he goes there now, the Agberu in the state will just follow him there and probably beat up whoever is sitting there, and a lot of they'll put the state in confusion. That will be very difficult for us to handle. We should just obey the court, the processes of the court, and let there be peace in Edo State. If it's going there, if it's lucky, within because they say have 2 months to go, if I'm not, or a month and a half. I think it's on the 12th of November. If the Supreme Court is fast about it, probably before the ending of October, they should be able to pass the judgment, and he goes back to his seat, and everything is okay. No, they have done a lot of damage to Edo State already. I mean, all the politicians. I don't mean only APC. All of them. They should allow us to have peace. Thank you. We need somewhere to go to peacefully. We don't need all
Yes,
these.
that's true.
We need somewhere to go to. I'm going to Nigeria in 2 weeks. I want a peaceful city, a peaceful state. Whether PDP or APC, they should let us have peace. Please help me to beg them, Oga. They should let us
Yes,
have peace.
we'll ask one of them now. So see how we can have this peace. Mr. Ike King, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. You see, from Oga, my Ipa that just spoke, when he was speaking, I was just laughing, because from the way he presented his submission, it's like he's making it look like Philip Shaibu is the one fomenting trouble. Not sticking to the fact that Governor Obaseki is trying so hard not to obey the rule of law, which is very undemocratic for us as a people. Like what the barrister said, a judgment was passed by the court, and the first line of action, if any judgment is passed, is to first of all obey the rule of law. First, obey what the law have demanded. Then if you want to further question or challenge the position of the law, you can do that after obeying what the first judgment have said. Now, this Philip Shaibu case, I think this is the second time is gaining victory on this particular issue. And yet, you did not allow him to come back to his office. For goodness sake, if there's anybody who should be more quick in obeying the rule of law, it should be the governor.
Let me, sorry to interject. Are you speaking from sentiments, or you are speaking because you know the processes and the laws? Because the lawyer has explained something to us. The guy has explained something to us. You are trying to explain something different. What do you mean by obey the law?
I'm not explaining
Obey
something.
the law. So because when you
I'm
say
not.
obey the law, so
Excuse me,
why
sir.
your own case is found, let them carry Shaibu and put it back. Then they start processing other lawsuits. Is that it?
Excuse
There
me,
are
sir.
processes to it, man. You cannot be this. You cannot be interpreting what a lawyer has just said in a
Host.
different
When
because
Can
the
I
lawyer was
interject?
when
Can I
when the
interject,
lawyer was
Mr.
excuse me,
don't
sir. Let
like
Bisoje?
me let me let
you
me
don't
have
like
my
the way.
time.
No,
Let me have my time.
you can have the remaining hour. But
If I
Mr.
wait, if I
Bisoje,
wait,
can I
please,
interject? I'm
yes.
sorry, sir. Can I interject?
it's not a deal. Please, just be
Can
pragmatic in what you say. Like that,
Can I
please.
can I
At least,
interject? Not up to 15 seconds, please.
go
Please.
ahead, go ahead.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, the speaker. There's a legal officer here. If he can take us through the Osun State Adeleke when he won the election, and there was a court case, and I think the tribunal declared the opponent the winner. The Adeleke did not leave office. He appealed to the appeal court. I think I don't have to finish it. The legal luminary here has to explain to us for this
No,
Oga here to be very clear.
that's a different
See
matter.
me.
Now,
Okay.
the Adeleke case is an election matter. Now, in our election matter, if you look at the Electoral Act, there's a provision that says that, and I will tell you the background to that provision. The provision was not there before we put it there. Okay. So I'll tell you the background I'm coming, but let me tell you what the provision says. So the provision say that until you finish the cycle of your election appeals, no governor or any of the elective office must leave their office. Okay. So that what are they preventing? So if you lose at the tribunal, you step out from the office, they do swearing for someone. If that person now lose at the court of appeal, the person will go out again. They will go and swear in for another person. If that person now lose at Supreme Court, you now move that person again. You now swear in for another person. You see the contradiction. So you mess that office up because you have people that the only thing they just want to do is come and spend few months. They know they will lose in court, but let me just come and spend few months in office. So in order to prevent that, in the Electoral Act, that provision has been put there. If you lose at the tribunal, you have the right to stay in the office until you finish the cycle of all your electoral matters. So until the Supreme Court or the last court, as the case may be, make their final say. Except if you now decide not to appeal at all, that's when you will now leave office. So it's different from this case. This case is not electoral, it's not election matter. Don't forget. This case is not election matter. This case is simple constitutional matter. Why is it constitutional matter? What Shaibu is saying is this: you remove me illegally. I want to go back to my office because you're not supposed to remove me by virtue of XYZ provision of the Constitution. It's simple. Yes, they push him out, they remove him, he went to court. The court has said, see, go back to that office. So don't forget my point. I said my point is this: it depends on what exactly is the stage of the case. What has the government filed? And I think I analyze it in three ways. If I can quickly summarize it again, I said if what they have as at now is just that judgment that reinstates him, he has a right to go back to his office. However, if they have appealed against that judgment, too, he has a right to still go back to the office. But in case they have appealed and they have filed an application to stay any action pending when they finish their appeal, he must respect that process of the court. Then he shouldn't move near that government house until they finish that application. Now, and I said two outcomes can come up from the application. If they take the application and the court said, okay, we are not staying, let him go back to his office. Because I know that's what the court will say. Do you know why? Because he has a short time left to go to that office. If they wait till they finish that Supreme Court, and they now grant that thing in his favor, he will be the one to suffer. Why will he be the one to suffer? Because he's the one that will not be able to wind back the hands of the clock. He will lose that time, and you can't compensate him by anything. So the court would rather say, if I were the judge, don't forget I'm not a judge, so I'm just thinking how they may be thinking. be saying, okay, go and stay there since you are not the one that you can. But some other judges may reason and say, no, if you put him in that office and it happened that it's not supposed to be there when we finish this case, then whatever administrative action he has taken, the state will cover for it. Because it's more like you are legalizing what is illegal or illegitimate because it's not supposed to be there. Another court may reason and say there's another deputy already there now. Somebody occupying that office. So instead of causing that commotion, let him stay back till we finish this case. So it depends on how the court can reason it. But for now, and I ask the question again, what exactly is Phyllis Shaibu? What exactly does he left in that office that's going back to pick in that office? You have a judgment already in your favor. You have new election in your favor. You have moved away from that party to another party. Then what exactly do you leave in that office? That is, you go, they see your laptop. Then they should give him his suit or whatever his conductor or whatever he puts in the office now. So that's my take. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I taking you did it.
Yeah, for
So
me,
finish your submission. Yeah.
no, exactly how the lawyer explained, that was the point I was trying to drive. It's just that the host was not patient enough to hear me out. However, when the lawyer said, what is Shaibu going there for? It's very simple. He just wants to enjoy the euphoria of his victory. Because the way he was kicked out, it looks embarrassing, it looks humiliating, and all of those stuff. Now that he's been reinstated by the court, he just wants to enjoy the euphoria of that victory, regardless of maybe even if it's just 24 hours left. Let it be known, let it be on record that I won them and I have been vindicated and I went back to my office and whatsoever. That is what I can deduce from all these going back he's trying to do, because I can believe that he does not actually have any property there that he's going there to pick or whatever. He just wants to enjoy the euphoria of the victory. That is it for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, and I appreciate everybody giving us. And thank you very much, Mr. Benikole. Yes, for breaking it down. These days, the way thank you very much, IK King. I tried to be patient, but I really wanted to, because we have deliberated on this case over and over and over again. We have heard from different lawyers, and it still keeps us on a confused edge. They removed him, they put him. Why did the court, even in the first place, why did the system in the first place allow them to impeach him illegally? These are the problems we are facing. Why was there an illegal impeachment? Because now a person has been impeached illegally, then they're using legal terms to bring him back. Why was there an illegal impeachment? How did that occur? Well, that is the same.
Host, if I may say something.
Of politics that
Go ahead.
studio.
Whose network did drop? But go ahead, Mr. Benny.
Yes, I noticed that. Is it village tribal, But I don't know. For me, I overheard him saying they've not even paid him salary for, I think, quite a while now. And so if we have to blame anybody for the issue village tribal has been having, I will blame Obaseki. I'm not sure Governor Obaseki. I'm not sure Governor Obaseki actually handled village tribal's issue maturely and professionally. I don't think so. And I want to believe that one day Governor Obaseki will have a retrospect and possibly, reassess his relationship with village tribal and try to mend his ways. You see, village tribal contributed to your victory. Everybody saw it. He fought his own man. He was Oshomole's right-hand man and a relative, not just a man. I think a nephew, something like that, or distant nephew or something like that. He fought this man and, you got to the office. You shouldn't say because you now have, political disputes. Politics will come and go. When you have political disputes, there are ways you can settle it. You shouldn't allow this thing to lead to illegalities, and then the man has to be struggling in court to reverse your illegality. That's the way I see it. So, as we are apportioning blame, I think Governor Obaseki should have the higher portion of that blame for not handling Philip Shaibu issue maturely and properly. And it, to me, I still keep saying it, that Philip Shaibu leaving Obaseki and leaving PDP was one of the major reasons why they lost that election. Because you cannot tell me that he doesn't have his own people too. And many people were probably hungry, whether rightly or wrongly, with Obaseki before. They will go with him, and they did. You know, so that's the way I see it. I don't think. See, we earn loyalty, and in any space where you see loyalty work at all, people nurture it. It's not as if they don't have conflicts, but people nurture it. People try to tend it. It's like to grow it. So I don't know why Obaseki cannot look back and think about when they were still together and things were good, you know, before the political division comes and came, and then it now became so scattered like this. So that's for it. And I agree with the speaker who said that yes, the guy only just want to show that at least this illegality that you ridicule me out of office, I want to show, even if it's just for a day, to show that they reinstated me. Let it be on record, let it be in history, and then let posterity show that, so that one day people will not say, because in Nigeria we easily forget things. No, the man was impeached, nobody reinstated that guy, no mind him, he was just battling in court till the tenure end. Maybe to make such a political statement, okay, maybe, but I don't think he should allow the volatile state to, hit more than what it is now by forcing himself to return to office by all costs. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ogben Cole. Sorry about my internet going back and forth. I don't know why this happens. We have Mr. Joe who has not said anything yet today. We have Mr. Tupo, we have Mr. Concord. I don't know which of these available so that we can just give a high, because we basically heard from a legal representative who has explained to us how the processes are in these cases. A case of, according to the by law, they will say Baseki versus Shaibu. Thank you very much again for giving us education on this part, because we have deliberated on it over and over and over, and we are still trying to find our feet. Thank you for deliberating the matter to us on a breakdown. We only hope illegal impeachment doesn't occur in our democracy, because that is, or people call it politics, but we should not allow politics be played when it comes to very serious matters. Mr. Tukwa, are you there? Would you like to say something? Mr. Joe, are you there? Would you like to say something on this matter?
Hello, good evening.
Okay, Mr. Joe. Mr. Tukwa, can you? Mr. Joe, yes, I can hear you. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. So, what I need to contribute is I think traditional rulers should ensure they manage their media very well. That's number one. Because I know those days, before you can interview traditional man or whatever activity, you need to take a serious permission. You need to get approval. Because I think these days, the way traditional ruler is going to media is becoming very trivial, I don't know how to describe it. It's becoming too much, because there's high extreme respect in traditional level, but as it is today, it's missing up with politics too much. The mix up is getting too much. So in some state, you hardly differentiate a political leader and a traditional leader in some state now. Because bringing
Mr. Joe, sorry, how does a traditional ruler got to do with this question that been
what I'm
asked?
saying, it is because I knew there's highly respect when it comes to tradition and not politics. Politics is different from
I know.
tradition.
I the
And so,
question still of concern traditional ruler right now. For Shaibu go back
what
to office?
the interference.
They interfere for Shaibu going back to office.
No, I see some area where Shaibu run to Oba office and all that every time. No, is that not invitation in Oba office, Oba Palace?
Okay, anyway, let's move past that first. Let's talk about the legal part. Is he right now? Is it right for him to go back to the office today or not? That one we'll talk
It's not
about
right.
it
It's
now.
not right. It's not right. The matter is in court.
Okay,
It's in court. You should just hold on and let the court decide. That's it.
okay, all right. Thank you. Hold
Mm.
on there. Tetubo, you did there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Yes. Can you give me your 2 cents about this case?
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Is it about Philip Shaibu, right?
Yes, Bashir Shaibu.
Okay. Thank you for putting Mr. Joe to line, because I know he was trying to bring the traditional institution into disrepute. Let me first say, the revered Oba of Benin has never done a press conference, and neither has he been interviewed by any press station. He only receives the people who come to visit him, it has nothing to do with politics. He's the father of all and can receive anyone. So thank you, Mr. Moderator, for helping us save our traditional institution from the hands of Joe. Well, going forward, I think the appeal court has reinstated Philip. Anyways, I believe the issue that befell Philip was actually political. It was not a misunderstanding. However, like what your co-host said, that we hope we don't continually see impeachment where the governor can even impeach his deputy because they probably are dragging one girlfriend. So let the state assembly try and do their proper oversight function so that they don't be an appendage of any any governor. So, but if Philip has been reinstated and he wants to take his rightful place, it's his constitutional right. It's not whether it is 1 day in office or 2 days in office. It shows the democracy is working for him to actually resume his office. Omobayo, our friend and brother, is not the deputy governor. There's no vacuum. And I think we are aware that probably the governor has applied for, a leave or something. So the normal thing to do is the deputy takes over. Obviously, he's not going to hand over power to Omobayo because it's illegal. So whatever differences they have, I think the elections have ended. Because I recall what Adam Soshomole said yesterday, the day before yesterday on Arise News, when he was asked if his quarrel with Obaseki is like if he settled with Philip, whether he's going to settle with Obaseki because it seems he settles with them. And he said they were friends. The only difference they had was politics. And now that they have defeated him, everybody will fall in line. So I think the issue here is the governance. The governance is for the people, the majority of the people. So now that election is won and lost, everybody should operate on the status quo. Philip is actually the deputy governor. What the Obaseki, the former governor or the outgoing governor wanted was for Philip not to contest against his candidate, Aswe. He achieved it. And Aswe was on the ballot. Unfortunately, the horse and the rider has been thrown into the sea. So now we move on. So we are for peace to reign. It's just to allow Philip. I don't think the case was actually in Obaseki's hands to decide, and I don't even think it's even going to remain in his hands if he was even wielding the stick. Because right now the House of Assembly is the one that instigated the case against Philip, or rather, Philip instigated the case against the House of Assembly, whichever the case is. So the House of Assembly is saddled with the responsibility of working with the next government. I don't think they want to start on this note. Maybe they will want to say, okay, we will not proceed to Supreme Court. Everything has ended. Let us start making amends. The speaker is from Edo North, Abebaku. Deputy governor from Edo South. governor. So if he wants to save himself to say, okay, let me remain as speaker in the next administration, he knows what to do. Otherwise, it's just going to be another fight. So I think Philip deserves the right to receive his 1 year salary, which he claimed has not been paid. He also deserves the right to hold his pension. He works for it, and that is what the case is. So if he doesn't go and take his rightful place, I don't think he will be able to get that out. So
that's true.
Yeah, so
That's true.
that's it for me.
That's
The
true.
major thing for me is that Edo should be peaceful and Edo should progress.
Yeah, don't need to be peaceful. A power is going home soon. You have to have a peaceful home to go to. Mr. Kokon, are you there? Mr. Konkon, are you there? Okay, Konkon is not there. My host, I want to ask you one question. My host, did you hear me?
Loud and clear, loud and clear.
Who is the rightful deputy governor of Edo State right now? My host. See, now you need a computer pass
The
there.
rightful deputy governor of Edo State. Well, in my own opinion, there's a governor, and there's a governor. The state has a governor, and there's a governor elect. And as it is, the court has given grants to Comrade Shaibu, and I believe he has he has got his verdict from the court, but it's still left for the court process. First, let me break it down. First, for the court process to install him. But before he is reinstalled, there's the governor, and the governor has his deputy who he has installed. So until the process at the court puts Shaibu back, the Omoba boy or the yes remains deputy governor of Edo State.
All right, thank you.
Point of correction.
Okay.
Go ahead. Correct.
When you say the Omoba boy remains the deputy, first and foremost, you should be able to stand with the claim that has that boy been paid any of those deputy emoluments? Has he been paid the salary of deputy? Because the court is very clear. It is illegal. The process is null and void. So it's not a decision of the governor to decide who we choose as his deputy. You understand? So what is done illegally is illegal.
Okay, good.
Hold on, let me just say something. There's no process by which the governor is reinstated, because it's not as if he's taking a fresh certificate of return. Neither is he going to be sworn in again by the chief judge. Once it
no, you should break it down.
Hold
on. You're being fast. Break it down, yeah.
Yeah, what I know why I'm saying it. Now, like what the one brother explained, one legal person explained, if there's a stay of execution, it means that the court judgment will remain until further notice, but we will be pending until further notice or further judgment. But if there's no stay of execution, it is automatic. You understand? I don't know what we are trying to. It's a sitting deputy governor that was impeached, and they say it's illegal. Let me just round up, then you can take it.
Okay,
so that you get my own, because I'm not an expert, but I'm trying to, from what I get. If he was impeached and now the court says bullshit, this thing is wrong, it doesn't need to be sworn in by the governor. Neither is the governor going to tell him, wait, let me remove a mobile through a due process. No. Only thing that will stop him from taking his right to possession is state of execution. And if there's no state of execution from the House of Assembly, it's automatic. He assumes his office. I don't know. Maybe there's another way that is done. Maybe the legal people should explain.
Good. You are saying maybe. You are talking with all prophets, but you are saying maybe. Those are the things.
No. What I'm saying is,
see. That is. We all have our own opinion to. We all have our opinion to this. Like I said,
but that's how it is. But I'm not saying maybe the legal guys will say it in the better.
No, the court exactly. No, the legal guys keep saying it, but the legal guys don't break it. Probably they don't break it into layman's explanation. A court reinstates, the court works the process, the court. We know, Shaibu knows how the court works because he has been
There's
in
no
the.
process, Mr. Moderator.
No,
No
wait,
process.
a
It's
paper will be.
automatic.
Shaibu will be handed a paper that he will be flunking around and say, "This is the paper I'm going
It's
to."
the
We
judgment.
know,
It's the
we know
judgment. It's the
Shaibu.
judgment.
We know Shaibu of all people. He will fight to get into a seat.
Okay, moderator, can I say this? Now, when Shaibu came to Benin and there was a rancor, what was the statement? The news media was saying that, oh, there's a stay of execution. He was saying there's no stay, that he already has a judgment, the IG has was there, or the commissioner. It's just like when he was impeached. He was impeached automatically. He left the office. There's no sergeant at arms came to tell him, okay, you will sign here, you will go. No, leave the office first. Go and do your thing. If that impeachment is cancelled, he's returning back to the office. His name will automatically be installed back.
Okay. If you say there's no need to go back and forth. Okay, let Shaibu resume. Let Shaibu resume
He
office.
was never a deputy governor. Let us just
Okay, let
It's
Shaibu.
not about speaking,
That look
moderator.
like
It's not
banana.
about Shaibu
Let Shaibu refuse office.
resuming office. If
Let
the
Shaibu
court
resume
says
office.
the judgment, Nigeria is a lawless country. The judgment is supposed to be supreme. It's supposed to be final. So when the court says that Shaibu should be reinstated, Obaseki is not, or it's not above the law. So that's what should be. But it's just that, like I always tell you people, we have constitution, we have laws that are never upheld. So good evening, House. Sorry,
It's
network.
like people.
Good
It's
evening.
like people are not listening to the lawyer the way the lawyer explained. What are we saying? We are not
Wait,
a
so
banana republic.
Kennedy, hold on.
Sorry, sir. Sorry,
If
sir.
I
Yes,
want
sir.
to
Hold
say
on. No, no, no. Wait,
there are a lot of banana
wait.
Republicans
Ogbeni, are you
everywhere.
still there? Ogbeni,
Yes, I'm here. I'm here, my brother. I'm here.
you see your explanation has caused rancor for us now. Yes, imagine what will cause between Obaseki and Shaibu. Explain a little bit 3 seconds again. Let us understand.
I've explained now. I don't know
Yes, I have
Nigerians
explained. Sorry,
until
what did you
until
tell Mr.
Nigeria wants to hear their own position. once they don't hear it, then sometimes Nigeria will just pick their own position and leave others. That's what is happening
Okay,
here.
wait, Ogbeni, hold
Now,
on. My
my
host,
explanation
sorry,
is simple.
hold on, Ogbeni, before you go ahead. My host, this is this. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Ogbeni.
This is my explanation, and I want everybody to pick his own. Now, this is my explanation. I said for Shuaibu, leave the part where I said what does he need from the office. That's my own personal opinion. Okay, that's just my own personal opinion. If I were him, that's what I would do. But I'm not him, so I can never think for him. Okay, now this is what I'm saying. I said the first position is this: he has the judgment with him. He has the rights by that judgment to go and obey what the judgment says, go back to the office, to go and enjoy his office. As far as I'm concerned, once the judgment said, the judgment pronounced him that you have been reinstated back as the deputy, you become the deputy immediately. In fact, you carry the power whenever you are because you are the deputy. You don't need any swearing from anybody. You don't need any, you become immediately. Now, what does he want to do? He wants to exercise his physical power, that is his political power, by going to his office, right? So with that judgment, you can do it. That's the first position. Now, the next position I said is this: if the other party has appealed, if they have not appealed, you can go back. If the other party has appealed and the only thing they've just done is just appealing, it can still go back. Why? Because the principle of law is an appeal is not a stay. The fact that you have appealed simply means I'm aggrieved with this decision, but I'm just aggrieved with it. So I would go and trash it in court, but I will respect the judgment before pending when I'll trash it. So it can go back. But in case, this is the third scenario now, in case they are filed, because you see all these politicians and you see them flying around, you never know what they are filed. You don't even know. And that's why they will just be sending their stooges and all those people to TV to be talking. Most time, what I've realized is that they'll come to TV and talk. It's another thing you find in their file. Okay? And they will tell you, it's there. It's a lie most times. So, but in case they have now filed an application for stay of that judgment, if they have filed that application for stay of the judgment, even if they have not taken the application or they have not granted the application, Village Shaibu has the duty to respect the application that wants to stay and should not step into that office or move near
Yeah.
or close to that office. That is the position. So now, the point is this: you now ask yourself, what is the position now? Has the Edo State government appealed? Has the Edo State government filed an application to stay Shuaibu? If they have not done those two things, then he has every right to enter that office unfettered without anybody disturbing him from entering the office. But if they have filed, then Shuaibu should not force himself or using any federal power to enter the office. He has to respect and obey the process of the court. So that's my position is clear now. The only thing we
It's
don't know
clear.
what they filed. That's it.
Yeah, but my quick question: can they file for stay of execution twice to up to Supreme Court?
So
They
so
filed
this is the way
before.
this is the way it works, you know. It's technical, but I would like to break it down. See the way stay of execution work. If Court of Appeal make a judgment and say go back to that office, first thing you appeal. When you appeal, a diligent lawyer, as you are appealing, immediately will file stay of execution at the Court of Appeal. Do you know why? Because there's a principle who say whether appeal has been entered or whether appeal has not been entered. What's the meaning? The meaning is this: when you file appeal, you file it at the registry of the court that make that judgment. So it means, okay, I'm aggrieved against your judgment, my lord. You go and file your notice there at that same court. Then you can file an application at that court for that court to take it. So, but while that one is going on, you have time within which to now pack all your things now and go to the Supreme Court. So at the point when you have packed everything and you have gone to the Supreme Court, you have to go and refile that application at the Supreme Court because the lower court cannot take it again. But I want to believe that everything as it stands now is still before that Court of Appeal that made that judgment. And I'm not sure they filed anything like stay as it stands. So if they have not filed, if my assumption is correct, then Philip Shaibu should be able to enter his office. But if they are filed, then he has no business in that office until they take the
Okay.
application.
Okay. Thank you. I
So,
think
so,
this
so, so, so,
execution.
see, excuse me, please, medical. Thank you for your explanation. And you did a better job. I mean, you did a better job before, but we have to break it down for some people to understand. Now, the question that was asked to me: who is the deputy governor of Edo State?
Yes, it's very important because
You're asking me?
Oh, yeah, yes.
Philip Shaibu is the deputy governor of Edo State now.
Okay,
The
thank
reason,
you.
let me tell you the reason. It's simple. Now, the court has reinstated him. Yes or no? The answer is yes. The judgment we have presently has reinstated him. Even when you are aggrieved against that judgment and you file appeal, the only judgment you still have is that Court of Appeal judgment that reinstated him. And let me tell you, the legal implication of that judgment that reinstated him has automatically removed that guy that's in office, his office. It doesn't need to be told. Okay, it's simple now. I'm the managing director of, let's say, ABC company. They remove me from my office. They put another person in my stead in my office. The court declared that I should go back to that office. Do I need to tell that man that that judgment has by implication remove him? No, I don't need to tell the man. But in Nigeria, we are now so lawless that we'll be interpreting what is so clear. That's the way I see what Nigeria do now. And in fact, it's so unfortunate now that you even see lawyers who have legal minds, who are trained to be lawyers, giving you some interpretation that even you, that is an educated person, a layman, will not even really understand. How can such a lawyer be giving you such an interpretation? That's what I've seen these days. And as far as I'm concerned, such attitude has come to stay. We just have to be managing it. It is what it is now in this Gen Z period. We don't we'll keep managing it. You know.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank you
very
so
much,
much.
Mr. Medical. Yeah, call it. was like Benny Cole. Sorry, I'm musical. What to you, up, my brother?
Thank you, my host. You know, we have only one female in the house, and me, I like to go to our females because at the era of Tiger, the lions would enter, so who's protect our females very well. Oh yeah, madam, oh yeah, you did there?
I'm here. Hello.
Yeah, hello, good morning from Japan. I want to ask you the question
Good
of question.
evening.
Good evening. I want to ask you the question of question. Tinubu say, I beg, we could give am time, say in policies go work. Did you see any truth in that? Are you sure the policy go work or the implementation not the work? Can you give us your take?
Well, good evening, house. Good evening again.
Mm,
Tinubu is, when everybody was saying everything unspeakable and, speakable under the earth about Tinubu, I
mm,
tried to remove myself from all those, areas of, negativity or overhype
mm,
because I love Nigeria so much. And if it takes, it can, anybody can be there as far as they can perform. Let's not judge their past. Let's not think about the future. Let's just walk like present. I keep saying today. So, but just to get straight to the point, I'm really disappointed in Tinubu. The people are suffering. The hunger is high, insecurity. People are fleeing, by boats, by ship, by a broom, whatever it takes. Our people are running, petrol is crazy. We still don't have NEPA. So I think Tinubu has failed us. I was one of the people who said that, oh, he will do to Nigeria what he did for Lagos. But I don't know if he's not capable or if it's because the system is just so corrupt. Like when I mean corrupt, decayed, that it cannot be fixed. So I don't know if Tinubu can. I don't think he's doing it. I don't know if he needs more time. I don't know if this, maybe executive decisions will help. Maybe I have no hope, but I pray as a Nigerian that loves her country and we're still, hoping for the best. I just pray that there's light at the end of the tunnel because I really don't see it. So no, I don't have any hope, and I'm really disappointed in Tinubu. And I don't think we need to wait because we have all it takes to just hit the ground running. Thank you.
So in other words, you are supporting this protest.
No. Well, protest. It's okay to protest, but I don't. What kind of protest our people
You
want
see, there's a
protest?
protest. There's a protest that is scheduled for tomorrow, 1st of October. Again,
The people can
as
protest, but
as
peacefully, constitutionally, standard, free, you know, where property and lives, the safety of property and lives is paramount. That's the kind of protest because it's a democratic nation. We have the right to protest, but we should not go and be looting the hardworking woman who's selling pure water by the junction or the small pharmacist or the small tailor. We can protest. We have the right to do that. If we are not happy with our government, yes, let us protest. But I beg our people, we must protest with sense and with awareness, not violence. I always say no to violence.
Okay, thank
So
you.
if the test, if the protest is going to be a civilized one, when I mean civilized, I mean peaceful one, for sure. But violence, loss of life, no, I'm not a believer of that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Actually, King, I believe you have something to say, but
Uh,
Josie has something to say. But I give you 2 minutes, just two, because I want to ask this question. The final question is between
okay.
my host and Ogbeni. Yes, quickly give us your 2 minutes.
In 2 minutes, let me respond to the last speaker. You see, she just said Tinubu has failed simply because you felt disappointed and you are concluding
Okay,
that
King,
he
we know
has failed.
we put respect in your name as this guy said it, Bedman. We always call you IK King. So when you are calling the lady in the house, put a lot of respect there
I'm
too.
sorry, the names are not
Thank you,
displaying on
sir.
my screen. No, sorry, I would have, but the names are not displaying on my screen.
Oh
That is
yeah,
That's
why.
fine.
because of the phone call. Okay, now you cannot say the name, but
Uh-huh.
people respect a lot of respect on that name.
Oye, okay, Oye is the name. You
And but
see,
where's the respect first before
me,
the
Mrs. Oye or Miss Oye, I don't
Chief,
know
chief,
which.
chief.
Where's
Oh
the
yeah.
madam? Madam,
oh
madam.
yeah.
However, you see,
That's fine. Oh yeah,
um,
it's good.
for you to say Tinubu has failed, I think that is too bogus to say. You know why? He has not finished his tenure. That is one. Then two,
Ah,
yes. Then number two, the problem of Nigeria did not begin with Tinubu. We must establish that fact as a people.
Don't say that.
And I'm coming. Let me have my time.
That's what I said.
Just let me have my
Joe, let
time.
him speak. Joe, let him speak.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Now
Go
the
ahead.
problem of
Okay.
Nigeria did not begin with Tinubu. And reality speaking, if we must go through a reform, there must be some ups and downs, just the way we are seeing it now, except we want to shy away from the truth. You know, Jesus Christ made a statement in the Bible. He said, destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it up. For Nigeria to see the light of the day,
yes.
there would be times like this. You cannot expect to just plant cassava today and harvest it tomorrow. Life doesn't work that way. The only challenge I have with the Tinubu administration is communication to the people. It's like the people are not duly carried along based on the politics that are on ground, and the people do not really understand the direction the president is heading towards. For example, for the very first time in the history of Nigeria, we have seen a president who is pragmatic enough to take both steps by giving us local government autonomy. And they did not just end there. They set up a body that will conduct local government election. That alone is bringing development to the grassroots. But nobody is looking at that. Nobody is looking at the benefit that will bring to us as a people. Then number two, we are seeing for the first time where the president is trying to propose what they call it, a regional system of government. Like I said before, the Senate has enlisted 10 top 10 list of the things they need to review in our constitution. And this what they call the regional system of government is a top priority in that list. What does that tells you? Telling you that your own state can begin to develop with the resources they generate. And these are things that people have been suggesting over the years. And we are having a president who is ready to listen to the people, not just listen, but implement those things. And instead of us to rally around an individual like that, we are going with the bad energy that they are pushing on social media or what have you. Let us take time to understand the policies on ground. Then we will know that there is hope for our country. It may be bad now, yes, and the presidency have not denied that things are not bad, but there are measures in place, and you cannot just expect that those measures, as they are putting them in place in the morning, we are seeing the dividend in the night. No, it takes time, it takes process. So let's trust in the process. For me, on Tinubu mandate, I stand. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Mr. Joe, I
Can
think
I say
you have
something on
something to say.
this? Okay,
Oh, yeah, go
maybe.
ahead, Ogbani. Ogbani, go
Okay.
ahead. Mr. Joe is not even responding yet. Go ahead.
You see, I think I've lived a bit long enough in Nigeria to know that there is no government in Nigeria that while they are in office, Nigerians will not say it's bad. That I've not seen any. Obasanjo time, I remember in my school back then in Unife, we will be rioting. Obasanjo must go. Obasanjo is this. Nigeria is bad. Nigeria is a failure. Nigeria is dead. Nigeria is still standing today. Today, we are all pointing finger back to Obasanjo that Obasanjo hold good old days. I've heard many people saying it on many platforms. Oh, good old days. It was during that same Obasanjo they killed Dele Bola Ige. It was during that Obasanjo they were killing people everywhere around. But today it has become good old days. Why? Because some of his policies and some of his economic reforms that Obasanjo did back then, we couldn't see the effect until some years later, that we can now start comparing and say, okay, Thank God that Obasanjo did this. There were some of them that are dead now, like all those NAPEP and all those things he did back then. We can't find them now. They are dead. But there are some that we can still see today, like effect of ESCC during his time, NAFDAC during his time, and increase of salaries during his time, and all those things. Today, we'll all be talking about it. Now, so to me, I don't follow this bandwagon approach of analyzing a government by just summarizing them in one paragraph, whether they have failed or they have not failed. What do I like doing? I like analyzing what are their gains and what are my expectations. What are the areas where I've expected them to do things they've not done? Let me start by my expectation. First and foremost, as far as I'm concerned, Tinubu has, for now, has not touched some area I expect him to touch. Okay, I'm one of those who believe in him, and I so much believe that Tinubu has the capacity to do what Nigeria needs. Now, but is it my expectation that he will do it in the first 2 years? No. In fact, is it my expectation that he will turn Nigeria around in the first 8 years? No, because I don't live in the moon. I live in this world, and I live in the Western world where I see policy working. Policies in the Western world is not something you do today and 2-3 years it works. They take time to deal with fundamentals before you start seeing the thing coming up. So because of that, I won't put up this Indomie mentality of let's quickly and hit. No, I would rather look at him. So what are the things I think Tinubu is not doing that I think area he should have touched is not touching yet? Electricity. I believe when I was canvassing for him that people should vote for him, I believe that Tinubu should be able to touch electricity. Why? Because in Lagos, he was the very first governor in Nigeria that brought independent electricity generation IPP to Nigeria before Obasanjo stopped it. And back then, he promised Lagos 24 hours electricity, but Obasanjo stopped that project. So I believe he should be able to declare state of emergency on electricity. I've not seen anything they are doing for now in electricity. I'm disappointed in that part. Whether I will now start it tomorrow, well, I will come and change my position again. Second area, food security. I believe for every nation that wants to survive, that wants to rule this world, you must be able to feed yourself first. That is what they call food security. Apart from life security, food security matters. You must be able to feed yourself at a very affordable price. You must be able to feed your people. I've not seen this man declare state of emergency on food. I don't even know who is Minister of Agriculture. I've never seen that man. I'm a fan of NTA. I was NTA so much, particularly NTA Parliament. I've not seen the Minister of Agriculture. I don't know what that one is doing. Because even if you are not on Arise and Channels, you should be on NTA now. After all, now you people get NTA. So I've not seen any national policies in that regard. Like 776 local governments in Nigeria. What stopped Nigeria from building silos in each of them and ensure that they are fully secured? Be deploying police to be guiding those silos. Then what stopped Nigeria from what stopped Tinubu by now from calling meetings of all local government chairmen in Nigeria? Have a meeting with them. Let them bring their strategic plans on agriculture and then finance them directly. You don't have to go through governor again. Since you have achieved local government autonomy already, start running this thing through them, because food security is local. So those are the area I'm disappointed. But if you now say, oh, is there any area where they make gain? Oh, yes. They are obvious. Nobody can, except our elites who are affected so negatively, that they can say, oh, no, there are areas. Yes, local government autonomy is one of it. We may not see it today. One day, we'll look back. Because you see this local government autonomy, except people don't know the history. This local government autonomy, Buhari, as hard as Buhari was, it took him 8 years and he couldn't achieve it. There were 2 executive orders that Buhari made, yet Buhari cannot achieve it. The late governor of Ondo State, God bless his soul, rest his soul, Akeredolu, was one of those who stood against local government autonomy in this country. But what did Tinubu did. They simply go to court and say, okay, let's see if you will not respect the last court of the land. And they drag all of them there. And then they achieved it. Yes. Has it yield any result? Not yet. Do I expect it to yield result in less than a year? No. I don't live in the moon. I know it will take time. But will it yield results one day? Yes, I believe. Is it a landmark achievement? Yes. When we talk of restructuring, as far as I'm concerned, we are already
Ogbeni,
restructuring by that.
Ogbeni observation. Why are you not talking about the large structure of governance and the waste of funds running this governance and this
Is
irrelevant political appointment of some kind ministers?
I agree with you.
No,
Now,
because governance starts from how the structure is set up. So I want to hear about it because I'm APC, but
okay. You see, that's another area that I'm disappointed too. Yes. Because I don't want to take people's too much time. That's why I just touch two areas. Then let me go to the gains. But if you don't want me to touch that, if there is still little time for me, why not? Yes. I believe that, and let me tell you, all the large office and everything we're talking about. Oh, they said, oh, why are they buying airplane for the president? Why is the president riding? Is he Lexus? That new car they just bought and everything. For me, it is not having any impact. The reason why I'm disappointed with it is not because it's having any impact on our sovereign in Nigeria. No. It has nothing to do with it. How much is all those things? When Obasanjo bought his own airline, I remember in the year 2000, we were all shouting exactly like this. When he was going to his house in Ota, did he take anyone along? The answer is no. So it's not Tinubu's airplane, it's not Tinubu's car. He won't take anyone home. It belongs to the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But why am I angry with it? Why I'm angry with it is these days, governance is about perception. What perception are you creating? That's the problem I have. What perception are you creating? Look at Kenya. Look at what that guy did. You can do things like that. Yes, people will say it's hypocrisy. Yes, let them call it hypocrisy. But some will tell you that it's being diplomatic. So let people see that you are cutting down your cost of governance. I know it has no impact on the economy. All those ones will be and others will be flying around. If they cut down, it doesn't have anything. But it creates a very good perception of your government, and it makes people to be more comfortable to want to listen to you. So I agree with you there. Then don't forget the Oronsanye report. You see, when people pick things and they say, oh, then cost of governance, I believe more in that Oronsanye report for them to implement it. Are they doing anything about it? The answer is yes. And that's why I keep employing people. Go and be watching NTA Parliament. Stop watching CNN. Stop watching BBC. They watch foreign too much. They watch Arise TV and channels. These are entities owned by private individual. They push their own agenda. Watch NTA and you will be able to follow Nigeria at least to an extent. You will see what are they doing. What are the bills before National Assembly today? What did they discuss? Those are the things that should matter to us, particularly those that are at least educated and exposed. So that said, what are their gains? I've mentioned local government autonomy. Another area I will mention is increase in salary. People will tell me, what are they increasing? Is salary, my brother. They've increased that salary for more than 100%. The one Obasanjo even did in 1999 was not 100%. Go and check it. Gbemuaremu, we call it back then. Take it or give it. They increase that salary. NLC agree with them. TUC agree with them. Back and forth, we shout. They increase workers' salary. Yes, things are hard. People will ask you, this salary they increase. How can the 70K they are giving them, they can't use it to buy things in the market? So the question I ask them is this: when things now improve in future, do you want government to reduce that salary? You to still be collecting that salary. You'll be collecting that salary. So if they said we have economic reform that things will still get better, but they increase your salary, but your salary remains and nobody question it and reduce it later. For me, I think it's an achievement. So there are a lot of, you see that parallel market that they've demolished. Me, I'm very happy about it. And I know if they continue and they hold firm to it and they don't dance to the tune of those people that always manipulate our exchange rate, one day Gary go find level. But they also need to be very sincere with it. Yes, Nigerians are suffering now. We are going through tough time. Did we expect it to be so simple? No. Did someone like me expected it to be like this? I know that I will be suffering because I don't live in the moon. So these are the issue for me. State policing, they put it on the table. They are still discussing it. There is this bill that is before the National Assembly again. That bill that want to remove elders and all those category areas from our streets. If they can push that thing through, I know that thing has state. I think it has reached third reading. If they can push that thing through in National Assembly, you will see the effect on all these elders that is in our bush and they are kidnapping everybody around. If they can do that thing together with the state policing that they are pushing, it will be a good thing for us, And don't forget again, they have increased your governor's allocation times 3 from what they met it in May last year. But they won't talk about it. The governors will not talk about it. So if you are collecting 1,000 as at 2,000 and you are now collecting 3,000, so then I expect the citizens to start asking governors questions. What are you doing with our money? And I always use my state as an example. My state Ekiti is like 5 million. So if you are 5 million residents in Ekiti, what's my governor doing with the money you're collecting? Why can't you provide good road for me? So
So
politics is
basically,
yes.
yes, you have educated us
I'd like to
enough.
say something.
Well, no, this is me. So you have educated us enough. We like your analysis. You're an interesting person when you give your analysis. But I see you did something. My observation. You have only praised Obasanjo and Tinubu. You talk about Obasanjo's policies, great policies. But
I
those
only
policies,
give anchor.
those great policies you gave Obasanjo, how come our policies not supposed to last long term? Why are they now? Why do we have an Obasanjo great policy that's not working in 2024? Do we have Obasanjo, or do we need Obasanjo to have a third tenure? And how come the Obasanjo policies are not enhancing the Tinubu regime, that who we think we have to wait to finish a tenure before we don't call him fail or pass? I believe in every tertiary institution or every educational sector, there are classes, and these classes take terms and years. But Tinubu has practically done a second tenure, or not second tenure, second year.
Yeah.
And those 2 years has been calamitous. If the word is found in a dictionary, it has been all pain, it has been all agony. He approved 70,000 for salaries, but increased petrol to over 300%. He approved salary for 70,000, and everything else has gone over the level of 300%. If a man fails for his 100 level, if he fails his 100 level, fails his second, his 200 level, are there possibilities that he will graduate in 4 years?
No.
See, that is basic. So when they say fail is fail, let us take it in cold heart and just say,
Host, I
no,
will
no, no,
still
no, no,
disagree
no,
with
no,
you
no, young man,
on
yes,
that
I mean,
stupid
everybody
thing.
has
Hold
an
on.
opinion.
Hold on.
Nigeria is not affecting you. Nigeria is not affecting you, IK. So it is simple for those people that is affected are crying. Whether they talk
Nigeria is
about
affecting everybody. Don't
no,
say
no,
that.
no, no. And it has the magnitude. It has the magnitude at which it affects a person. That's how they speak.
Yes, you
That's
can
how
talk
they
about
live.
magnet. No, no,
Good.
no. The
And some
fact
people
that
it doesn't affect. Some people come
no,
abroad
the
and
fact
because
that people express their opinion. Look, wait.
no,
The
I'm
fact that
not arguing with anybody. I'm not arguing with anybody's opinion, my brother. I'm
eh,
not. Everybody has their opinion. People
so
can is the best. Yes. But
no,
what we
Anchor,
are saying,
please let me chip in this. The fact that people express opinion to objectively assess a government doesn't mean they are the consequence or bad consequence of bad governance is not affecting them. Just understand that people express their opinion. It's a gathering of intellectuals there now.
Please, sir, I'm just going to add that if a government is affecting you, there's no way you would now come out and be praising a government that is causing you pain and anguish and hunger, because it's out of your hunger that you speak and you act for change. But if a government is affecting you and then you're saying ride on, then you're not really
Intellectuals don't,
understanding
you know,
what.
intellectuals don't analyze issues like that. The fact that something is personally
Excuse me,
affecting
I don't know
you
what you mean by
doesn't.
intellectuals don't
This is what I
analyze
mean by
issues.
intellectual. People with critical minds. They try to be
I
objective
think
on the subject matter. Now, now,
I don't know
now,
what you mean by critical minds. I think,
okay,
well, I
try and
don't
get
know.
dictionary
Let's
and
say
check.
I'm talking
Mr.
from a
Agbeni,
layman's view. Maybe,
Mr.
okay, probably as a
Agbeni,
from a layman's view, as a Nigerian who is an illiterate, I am
Kole,
hungry.
sorry.
See,
No, it's
let
okay.
me.
Let's start our.
Host,
Can,
please just pardon
can
me
I
30
just
No,
say
no,
seconds.
no.
something,
Wait,
please?
excuse me, please. Excuse me, guys. We have to be again when we come. Let's try to be as sensitive. Yes, let's try to be as sensitive as we can get. Let's try to be as sensitive as we can be. Everybody has their opinion. Everybody will have the time to express themselves. Please, I'm not interjecting for disrespect, but when let us try to be as sensitive as we can get. Uh-huh. You can support. You can have your. We all have our candidates. We have our parties. We have our support. But let us be sensitive. Uh, we'll just 2 minutes. Let's round up 2 hours, and let's go around the house again. Let's start
Please,
with.
can I just?
No, sorry, please. Let's start with Mr. Sorry, madam. Um, let's start with Mr. Joe. We'll go Mr.
Okay.
Joe, we'll go Mr. Ogbeni Kole, we'll go Miss Oye, we'll go Ike King, we'll go Mr. Tupo, then we round up. Then we'll go upper reporters and round up. Mr. Joe,
Okay.
give us.
I like the gentleman from Ekiti that spoke last. You see, sometimes when you're talking, you need to, when you try to define government, you need to also look at yourself, look at your people around you and all that. The life, because life, if you can't actually feed yourself, life have no meaning. If you can't feed yourself or if you can't feed the nation as a government, that means you are suggesting the people to just a suicide, because feeding the last thing a common man cannot do but to himself, can give himself. If you can't do that as a government, and another thing again is that Tinubu surround himself with people without ambitions. How do people? That's not. I never had a way a minister come and give a press briefing one day and say, "Okay, look how far we go from government." He said about NTA. I agree that, but ministers don't do that. It's only House of Assembly they show in NTA, not ministers. During Jonathan regime, we see how people tackle ministers. People tackle ministers come out to speak. Obasanjo regime the same thing. Why are we not see the same thing with Buhari regime? That ministers, we don't see ministers. Ministers they just had under umbrella of APC start making money for themselves. I don't know. This is what we keep talking about. You surround yourself with those people who have no ambition for Nigeria or even for themselves, for themselves only, not for Nigerians. So how do you expect anything to change? No matter the policy Tinubu is trying to lay, if you don't have a good minister that will help you drive the policy, it's just wasting your time. Those are political ministers. We don't need all those ones. Get a professional ministers, a professionals who know what they are doing, not political ministers.
30 seconds
I rest
left,
my case.
Mr. Joe. Okay, thank you. You have used your time. I appreciate it. Uh, Mr. Ogbeni Kole, the floor is yours. Please unmute yourself and give us a submission.
Okay.
2 minutes. 2 minutes it is, please, because we have to round up.
Okay.
So you
So
have it.
yeah, I know. So I've talked about gains of government, and I've talked about that's my disappointment too, about what I think they should be doing, they are not doing. Another area that I think they should be doing a lot of things I've not seen them doing presently is education. I don't know. I know the Minister of Education, I've heard his name before, but I've never seen him talking. What is he doing? Because I always like using Western region, for instance. When Obafemi Awolowo was in Western region, he dedicated more than 40% of the budget of the entire Western region to education. For how many years? Not up to 10 years. Till today, you can see the effect in the Southwest, till we speak. And also in part of South, that's the old Bende and Delta. Okay? You can see the effect today. So, what are we doing in education? I've not seen any. But will I say I will just summarize the government as a failure? My answer is no. Let me tell you something about Jonathan, and that's where I will conclude. When everybody was calling Jonathan failure, I know many platforms back then, oh, Jonathan is failure. Oh, Jonathan is dead. Oh, Jonathan is dead. I said, look at this thing objectively. In terms of security, Jonathan failed us. I was staying in Abuja back then. Yanya bomb blast was an eyesore. IG House, United Nations House, everywhere barricaded in Abuja. But back then, people almost cursed me because I said, look at some of these guys' gains in terms of infrastructure, the rail system this guy is revisiting. And there's something that guy did that I love. I don't want to say Obasanjo again so that you won't say it's only Obasanjo now I'm citing. And Jonathan established 8 federal universities in Nigeria. That's about 18 or 19 years after we have ever established the last one. That is investment in education. He started it from scratch till end. He built 8 federal universities. Today, those 8 federal universities are producing graduates. They are graduating people, and workers are working there as employees, and they are earning salaries. So families are being fed in that area. That is his achievement. But will you pick the entire Jonathan and say it's a failure? The answer is no. So that is the perspective I want us to be seeing government. Not to just pick a government as it's a failure without seeing some little gains they are making, and then let's criticize area where they have disappointed us.
30 seconds more, sir.
No, I've rounded off. I'm okay.
Yeah, we rounded up. Okay, that's beautiful. Thank you very much. Okay. Well, I appreciate your submission. Miss Oye, you have the floor. 2 minutes. I said two
Okay.
minutes. 2 minutes.
Yeah, 2 minutes. I'll be quick. So everybody's talking about how Nigerians will always, then Jonathan was good, Obasanjo was good, and Jonathan was good, Obasanjo was good, and how so one Oga there he keeps using the Bible. I don't know what the last episode he used the Bible, and now he used the Bible. But I was like, even when the Israelites were taken out of Egypt, and when they were trying to cross, they were hungry, and they were now saying to Moses, you would have left us in Egypt, instead of coming to starve us here in the wilderness. So yeah, you also talked about how a government sorry, I'm distracted now. I'm distracted, guys. Can I come back? Sorry, guys, I'm distracted. I have to come back.
Okay,
Okay.
that was your spot. Thank you very much, Miss Ike King. You have your time. It starts now.
You see, I would like to submit here by saying that the the best way to go through any difficulties in life is to keep hope alive. You see, the reason why I'm making this statement is because those of us who are on public space media like this talking, you may never can tell where this video may get to. If by now we are not helping in giving hope to the populace in Nigeria, irrespective of what the situation may be, you may not believe in the policies of the president. And there are people who believes in it. And personally, I have observed so many of them, and I have seen the benefit they will yield in a no distant time. It is my own, duty to give the hope that I have to other people. You see, the vast majority may be crying foul now, weeping and wailing, but complaints, criticism, anarchy will not really solve the problem of Nigeria. What will solve the problem of Nigeria is when we can keep our hope alive.
and have an understanding that we are heading towards the right direction because of the policies the president is putting on ground. Even when Ogbeni talked about education just now, in this administration, we saw the student loan that the president is bringing out to help students and even parents who cannot afford to pay for their students' tuition fee. That alone is another achievement. It's another way to encourage people in, going back to the classrooms, knowing fully well that in our today generation, we are seeing young boys and young girls who are into hookup and Yahoo and whatsoever. But we have seen a government who is interested in putting measures in place to make sure that people are interested in going back to school. You see, like I said, we must learn by every means possible to preach this hope to those who are close to us, because you do not expect the policies to just start yielding the expected result just now. No, it will take time, and in no distance time, everybody will smile in Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your submission as well. Mr. Tukpo, are you there? Give us your 2 minutes submission so we can round up. Mr. Tukpo, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Please, I'm
Okay.
back. Sorry about that.
Yes, Council. Mr. Oye will get back to you. Mr. Tukpo, give us your final.
Well, there's nothing much to say. People are suffering. The government is working hard to alleviate the poverty. What is important is that even while you vote for a government, your responsibility doesn't end in voting. Your responsibility continues. As a citizen, you are supposed to continually call your government to the realities of on ground. So I think the citizens should do their responsibilities in a proper and disciplined manner, so that there can be meeting of minds. Those days we used to have town hall meetings where government will organize town hall meetings and they will come and explain to the people. But these days you hear people say it's not my government, it's not my, those kind of things. I don't know how it's going to work, but I think the people have a responsibility to find a way to assist and work with the government to ensure that governance is proper. So that's my own. Whether irrespective of the divide you belong to, there's no extra benefit for those who vote in a government or vote out one. Governance is for all, for the majority. So we must, as a people, come together to find out the governance will favor the majority, not to try to bring down the government at every possible thing. So, and now we have a government coming in Edo in the next 1 or 2 months, whereas the people must come together and work with this government to ensure that the wealth of Edo is distributed across the length and breadth of the state to the majority of the people, and not to go by having it transferred to Lagos again. So that's what we should work towards. I wish the incoming administration a good one. I commend everyone who has been here today. That's all for now. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, Ms. Oye, the floor is yours. Hope there will be no distractions. Are you there, Ms. Oye?
Yes. I apologize for the previous
Yes.
distraction. Yeah.
We have 2 minutes.
So yeah. So I would say again, I think Tinubu has failed us. And I think that I cannot see the light at the end of the tunnel. That's a word. I'm still using that phrase because the hunger is too much. Hunger, I cannot overemphasize. It's too much. The people are suffering, and the cost of governance is too high. Our politicians, the ones that we have voted for, or the ones that have been politically appointed, are eating the fattest shares. The difference between them and us, the ones that do not have intellectual minds, or the tomato sellers, the gap is too wide. People are suffering, and we cannot watch parliament on TV because there's no NEPA. A government that cannot give us NEPA has failed in 2024. The person that has the power to manipulate the exchange rate is still walking free, and or still, I don't know, whatever that is. We don't know who. Honestly, I don't know who that person is. But our currency is, I don't want to say like toilet paper, because I love my country so much. The chaos is too much, and this is causing a brain drain in our country. So when all that is happening, you're talking about the school that Jonathan created 8 years ago. Half of our graduates cannot write and speak either their language or the standard English that we need to survive. They have no skills. So in the country where the law and judgments are not upheld, there's no light, there's no food, there's no gas. It is zero. They're talking about how great Obasanjo is. People were lamenting then, but now it has gotten worse. And now we are thinking, oh, we miss Abacha. Oh, we miss Jonathan. Oh, we miss Obasanjo, because now we are suffering. It's unbearable. That's why I was trying to talk about the people of Israel. They were missing Pharaoh, Ramses, because they didn't want to die in the desert. So when people are exposed to such cruelty, they start, when it becomes the devil and the deep blue sea, they start wishing for some level of comfort. So I don't know how long we need to wait for this government to show themselves, to show us, give us hope. The people need hope. So if we have hope, then at least maybe I would change my mindset or the way I think or my intellectual capability. But now I'm hungry and I can't think straight. And I think that we need change. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my panelists. Upper reporters, do you have something to say?
Yeah, so I greet everybody. Thank everybody that come. We don't give us submission. But before I talk with you, talk, make one click thumbs up for YouTube, like and share. Wanna share the YouTube to our friends, on our social media, on our group chats, on our Facebook or contact. Make them for see on the talk for here or on a good channel listen to. Same thing for Facebook. Follow us, like and share and comment. Same thing for Twitter. Follow us, like and share. And same thing for Instagram. Follow us, like, share, and repost. As a lot of that one now, I expect people to see the likes and share real quick. Yeah. Thank everybody for their submission. Thank Ogbeni, thank Chief Oye, Tukbo, Ake King, and the rest. Yes, this policy right now, to me, I believe Tinubu gets some good policy, but the problem I see for, I'm not post from our talk, now the implementation how they speak the English. Now Pidgin they speak, you can never get it wrong in Pidgin anyway. So I believe it make Tinubu shake in cabinet, reshuffle some ministers, remove some ministers from cabinet so that the light waiting they try to do we could get light at the end of the tunnel. Not all policy of Tinubu they bad, and not all they glitter. We should speak the fact. Tinubu to me now is still they play politics with human life because 2027 they come. That's why I never touch on kind people, never remove them for position. We know this vote is incompetent, but with time, I know it will make the difference. We could keep hope, we not lose hope. We could support the government, make it for support us. We tell them the area we know they do well so that it would feel do well. But to end up, see how our people bad, our governors bad. And then now still they go, they block INEC, go court, make INEC not conduct local government election. Can you see how bad our people be? And we be problem for our own self. But next time we will chook mark for that. Make I give my host the final say, make he round the house up. Thank you so much, my host.
Thank you, everybody. Yeah, thank you, upper reporters. Thank everybody for your submission. Everybody has given us their thoughts, or giving us their beliefs, or spoke from their hearts. Yeah, we thank you all for doing that. That's why we are here. We are here to educate ourselves. I'm a very, very strong advocate for education, and it can be got in different ways. But yes, attending schools, good. Education is key. But education can be attained in every sphere of life, workplace, during training, even before promotion, they are training. You must learn in interaction, social life, even in war. People learn things as education. So let us not hide, let us not be far from it. That is why a nation like ours, a nation where people love to learn and listen, we should put education as the number one priority. Because an educated man is hardly hungry. Sorry, my internet goes back and forth. Please bear with me. Anyways, I don't want to make much submission on the matters. The government will have nothing to do but to accept and support. We have to support and we hope for the best. The people don't need hope. They don't need hope. They need equal right and justice. It is not hope. It is not peace. They need equal rights and justice. Justice ought to be served at every given level. People lose their businesses and they don't get justice. People lose their children, they don't get justice. People lose their cars, their homes, they don't get justice. A man needs to have a level playing society to exist. As he has so that he can have the same rights to education and it wouldn't become a privilege. If the life is a level playing, it will not be difficult for him to look at education as a privilege. So the people, when I hear hope, that is religious or what's hope? It's why hope from who? Because you are president, we must now have put our hope in you. And did you create us? No. We gave you put yourself in a political party and we voted for you. Now why are we expecting hope from you like you are going to take us to heaven? No. Give us the basics. Work on our institutions because you have the powers. We have given you the power to serve. So put our institutions in place so it can be a level playing field. So if I want to be a farmer, I can go and get the agricultural fertilizers like any other big farmer that is a friend of government can have. These are level playing fields. Today we asked a question. There was a poll. Why do Asian manufacturers do better than the African manufacturers or Nigerian manufacturers in Nigeria? That's for another day. But this, if they were level playing fields, it would prosper. So that is it. Let us keep ourselves more educated, share what we have within ourselves, and stay fit. The African proverb for today says, if you educate a man, you educate an individual, but when you educate a woman, you educate a family, which means the importance of
Right
women,
there.
the women education and its benefits in the society. Well, you educate a man, you educate an individual, you educate a woman, you educate a family. But some people say the proverb reinforces patriarchal stereotyping and has a problematic assumption because people will be like, well, what do you mean you protect, you educate a woman, you educate a family? What do you mean is a man not part of the family, is not the head of the family? Well, take it or leave it. A man, educate a man, you educate an individual, you educate a woman, the family has been educated. My good friend, my good brothers, I appreciate everybody coming here today. It was beautiful. Mr. Benny Kole, please, we cannot be seeing you once a month. I know your schedule is tight, but we have this program like 8-9 times every month. You have to increase your your
Attendance.
attendance, or we'll put you
That's fine.
under the red flag of Tinubu as failing to do his diligent work. Thank you very much for coming as well. I appreciate it. We enjoy your submission. Yes, and the
Thank you.
program is just for Edo State people. This is not it's upper reporters. It doesn't mean it's for just Edo indigenes or Edo residents or people that reside in Edo. It's a general show. Bring your friends. Let us educate ourselves. We are Nigerians across board, and we are trying to connect with Nigerians home and abroad. Thank you all for coming. I appreciate your super nice one, Miss Oye, Mr. Joe. Thank you all for being in the
Thank
studio.
you.
King has left. Well, thank you, Ike King. For all the people on social media, Mr. Lawani, Gariba was here, etc., etc. Thank you all for being here. Please, thumbs up, share, and see you guys on Friday. Enjoy the week ahead. Thank you.
Thank